Hello and welcome to Yoga Storytime with Miss Mary. I am a librarian here at the East Chicago Public Library, and I'm also a yoga instructor. And I have with me here some little friends. Feel free to take a comfortable seat wherever you happen to be, either inside or outside, and we'll go ahead and get settled in. And before we get started, let's talk about what it feels like to sit down and feel just a little bit still. Sometimes people make it look like it's really peaceful, right? But sometimes when we sit really still, all kinds of scary or sad thoughts come into our mind. And one of the things that we can do when we're feeling a little stressed out by sitting still, maybe you can cross one hand over to your shoulder and just give yourself a hug. And when you think about that stressful thought, give yourself a tap on one shoulder and then count to 5 seconds and then tap the other shoulder. It may not make the stressful feeling go away, but it will help us to deal with stressful things as they arise. And today we're going to talk about a young boy who faces his own fear. And this is a very wonderful story called Jabari Jumps. It's written by Gaia Cornwell. Gaia is a beautiful name. It means earth. It's another word for earth. So, Jabari jumps. "I'm jumping off the diving board today," Jabari told his dad. "Really?" said his dad. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and had passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. "I'm a great jumper," said Jabari, "so I'm not scared at all." It's okay to be scared. Let's read on. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, up, up. And then they dove down, 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 and splash. "Looks easy," Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. It's always good to have your dad there to reassure you. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder and he looked up. "You can go before me if you want," he told the kid behind him. "I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do." Jabari thought and he thought. Jabari started to climb, up and up. "This ladder is very tall," he thought. "Are you okay?" called his dad. "I'm just a little tired," said Jabari. "Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest," said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. "Oh, I forgot to do my stretches," he said to his dad. "Stretching is very important," said his dad. You know, as a yoga teacher, I think that stretching is incredibly important. Yes. "I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping," Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. "You know, it's okay to feel a little scared," said his dad. "Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and I tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little bit like a surprise." Jabari loves surprises. It's just another way of thinking about a scary thing. Maybe we can make it into an exciting or an adventurous thing. Jabari took a deep breath and he felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tips of his toes. Jabari looked up and he began to climb up and up and up and up until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board. He curled his toes around the rough edge. Whenever you get to the end of a diving board, it can seem like a long way down. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. "I love surprises," he whispered. He's on for his big adventure. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, 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 down he went, and then back up. Whoosh. "Jabari, you did it," said his dad. "I did it," said Jabari. "I'm a great jumper." "And you know what?" "What?" said his dad. And we'll find out here in just a minute. So, Dad and little sister and Jabari are celebrating in the water together. "So, you know what?" "What?" said his dad. "Surprise double backflip is next." And that is the end of our story, Jabari Jumps. I hope you enjoyed it this evening. So let's do something that Jabari did when he was feeling a little bit scared, right? He took a deep breath and he felt it right into the ends of his hair, right down to the tips of his toes. We're going to take a deep breath with our bell. And as we ring the bell, we're going to take a deep breath and let it all out. 1, 2, 3, and take a deep breath. Maybe we're on the diving board, and let it all out. Feel that breath all the way down to the tips of your toes. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight with me for Yoga Storytime. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you again very, very soon. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.